Noelle, the Pirates closed out the regular season with a trip to Oregon and really hard-fought, close loss at Willamette on Saturday, and then we know what we were facing at George Fox on Sunday. What did we learn? How did we continue to grow over this last weekend, heading into our first ever Northwest Conference tournament?
Yeah, so for our team, I think this weekend too, playing two really tough opponents can always be really daunting, but really impressed with how our team stepped up and took the most out of this weekend that we could, and coming so close to Willamette, we were really close in that last quarter to, tying the game, and I think that first quarter set us back a little bit, but to see that fight in the last quarter and, have Willamette, really scared we were going to take that away was exciting for us as a team and showing the growth we've had over the season. And then for George Fox, it's always a hard fought battle, and we're always growing in those games. And we did have some firsts, we had a really tight first quarter, and they had to make a lot of adjustments, and they adjust really well, and that's something we're learning to adapt to as other teams start to make harder adjustments.
What is as you come out of this season, what is the area that this team has improved the most over the course of this team is the best that Whitworth has had so far. What's been the area of greatest improvement for this team?
I think one area that comes to mind that has gotten really strong this year is our draw unit. So the only teams that we have lost in draw controls to has been George Fox, and it's by one each time. So it's exciting to get to play them again in that. But even in games where we've lost by a lot, like a really hard Occidental game, we still won the draw controls. And that is a huge feat and accomplishment, because most of the time teams that win the game always win the draws. And for us to be able to compete with teams that are really strong in that area, like Whitman's ranked their draw control specialists in the top 50 in the country, top 10 actually for D3, and we beat them in draws. And so that's a huge accomplishment and something we want to continue to build upon, because we have, they're a group of mostly first years, one sophomore, so there's a lot of great time to continue to still work with them. And then defensively, we've really come together as a unit. So our defensive team too has, really high cost turnover numbers in the Northwest Conference, and then also has been in the D3 rankings for that too, same with ground balls. And so that's just a tribute to being able to work with the same defensive unit for the last 3 years and have them really step up in that area. And then our attack unit has, I think, seen the most amount of goals we've scored in a season, and that really has added to us being able to win some of those really tight games.
So you've just played George Fox. You get to play him again immediately in the semifinals on Saturday. Some advantage to that. You know exactly what you're going to face. You had a great first quarter against them. In what ways does that give you confidence that we can go out there and compete with them?
And it gives our team confidence that, that they're not, they're good, but, no one's ever so unbeatable. And for us, to be able to build on that first quarter, because, every time we play them, every year we play them, you just inch away, inch by inch, play by play. So for us, we want to get better than we did in that last game this past weekend.